What is up, YouTube? dgwhip are back again with another video. Today we're going to be working on the Z. Now, as you can see, it is nighttime. However, that's not stopping us today. I was busy during the day today, but now it's night and I'm trying to wrench and grind, and I'm trying to get this to where I can drive it around and drive it pretty spiritedly and reliable. I'm going to be doing a timing change out on my Z35, hydraulic tensioner, the plastic guides, all that, the timing cover gasket, all that stuff going to be doing. And that's definitely going to be a job. It might take me a couple of days because I like to take my time on really important stuff like timing. But besides the point, this car right now is currently misfiring and it's also killing the battery. Now, I did a old school test. I unplugged the negative battery terminal cable while the car was running and it immediately died. The alternator is not giving enough voltage for the car to run, and it's running basically pure off the battery. Now, that doesn't mean the alternator is not working at all, but it's basically just not enough power it's giving out to charge. So we're gonna go ahead and replace that. I also have a new water pump for it. The water pump bearing is very bad on this car, and we're gonna just do that all at once since we're taking all the belts off. So let's not waste any time. Let's go ahead and get into it. My bad, just kidding. One more thing. If you're new to the channel, go ahead, subscribe, like below, and leave the notification bell on. That's it, let's go. I get a lot of used parts whenever I do flips. This saves money on parts. I've never had an issue with this. The parts usually work, and if they don't work, you can return them back within 30 days and get your full money back, so that's always good. So I didn't quite get this on camera, but to remove the belts, you need to loosen this bolt right here, that one. Back that nut out. I don't know if you can see that, back that out. And then you need to loosen this nut right here, that one. And then you should be able to rotate the pump and get that belt off. And as far as this one, this is probably the easiest one. Loosen this nut and then use this to adjust the tension, move it to the left to loosen it and right to tighten. And then that's pretty simple. And now we just need to take the alternator off, and it's the same basic concept. There's a bolt up top and then there's a bolt gotta move down there. And none of these we have to remove, we just need to loosen them so we have free play. So we're gonna take these belts off. Okay, so it's the next day and I was trying to finish last night. However, this alternator has a weird issue, and just like with cars, there's always just stuff you're never ready for. This little whatever you call it, little bushing or whatever, sticks out more than the one on the old one. Why that is, I don't know why, but because that sticks out a little more, it will not fit. So I'm going to have to grind that down and cut it so I can actually install it, because I had it plugged up and I cannot install it, and that's exactly why. So we're going to cut that. Went ahead and ran to AutoZone, grabbed a new distributor cap, distributor rotor, and I got a new idler pulley. The old one was bad. I'll show you. You can hear that. That's a pretty bad bearing. So now I have to just get a generic one, because that pulley, specific one for this car, was like 160 bucks used. That is insane for a pulley. No way I'm paying that. I'm just going to use any generic pulley. This was 13 bucks at AutoZone. Well, let's go ahead and grind this down now. Okay, so we got all our belts on. We got a replacement pulley on. I know it's not the correct pulley, but it's gonna work, trust me. Everything's tightened down, everything has tension on it. The alternator is on, tightened down and snug. Now we need to replace this distributor, and then we're gonna fire it up and we're gonna see what happens. It's literally just 2 screws that holds the cap on. Pretty simple. Okay, so upon further inspection, I put the new alternator in. I don't know if you can see it down there. Everything's hooked up back together. However, the alternator is still not charging the battery. So I'm like, well, what the hell, right? Open this box, and this wire is basically not connected. And this has something to do with the voltage. I can't read exactly what that says, but so that probably is why we're not charging, and it's probably why we're not getting a voltage reading in our dash either. I actually hooked up the coolant temperature sensor. That wire was just not connected. I hooked that up and that fixed that. Also, I guess this was a ground for the oil pressure sensor. I just gave a band-aid fix for it now. I'm gonna do that properly later. The oil pressure sensor is working now in the dash, so that's good. So we're gonna go ahead and do some surgery on this wiring here, and hopefully that should fix our alternator problem. Probably did not need to replace the alternator. However, it was the OEM one. It was really old looking. It was probably about to go bad anyway, so I'm not going to return it or anything. Let's go ahead and do some surgery. I want to put a little bit of dielectric grease just to make sure there is a 100% good connection here. Okay, so my camera died, sorry about that, but the car is not misfiring at all now. We have a little bit of blue smoke coming out of the exhaust. I'm not too happy about that, but we're gonna get to that later. It's not misfiring at all. I think the alternator is finally charging the battery. The coolant temperature gauge stopped working. Our oil pressure gauge is really weird. I don't think that's our true oil pressure because it's like, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And like, I obviously wouldn't have zero oil pressure. And it goes up and down, so I don't know. We had coolant temperature. I don't know why it like works and then doesn't work. We probably have a bad ground or something, but it's running the best it has now. It's running steady. It's not misfiring at all. So I guess the voltage was really a big factor in the misfire, and it just was not getting the correct power to the car. We might have a running and driving car now, ladies and gentlemen. I might be able to take this somewhere. Okay guys, getting in the Z now. This is going to be interesting. It doesn't seem to overheat, which is really good. Car starts right up, bro. That's crazy. So my mom's car is behind me, so we definitely need to do a good job of not rolling back. Yeah, let's go ahead and take this for a spin. No power steering, but it's all good. We're gonna make it, we're gonna make it, we're gonna make it. So it kind of sounds like there's lifter tick. However, I'm smelling exhaust fumes, so I'm almost certain that's actually an exhaust leak. Now, if you have an exhaust leak by the headers or something, it will sound like lifter tick because you're literally hearing the lifters and everything. Ride is a bit rough. It is lowered. My coolant temperature gauge stopped working. That's a little unfortunate. That's one of the gauges I like to work. Our gas gauge is working. Oh man, I can't see. Oh. I don't know if you guys saw that. The rear end kind of broke loose. That was a little scary. Our tires are probably a little flat, so that probably doesn't help. So loud in here, bro. I don't know if you guys seen the video where I first drove it, but this definitely needs an alignment, I'll tell you that much. We are rolling and driving though, and this is such a big step from when we first got the car. I mean, this car didn't move and it didn't run, and now we're driving it. Would I daily this right now? Absolutely not. It kind of feels like I'm in a death trap. I don't know why I didn't take the tops off, but yeah, we 110% need an alignment because this thing is not fun at all. I would never take this on a freeway or anything. Big step up. So happy that we fixed the alternator issue. I'm glad I checked that box, the whack wire, and it made sense why the alternator wasn't charging the battery. We got a security light, it's no big deal. I think we just need to pull a fuse or whatever. I don't know what the sensor light is. They fucked with a lot of electronics on this car. guys, we didn't die, and we didn't crash, and we didn't overheat. So this is 110% a dub. We're gonna definitely mark that as a win. I'm excited, guys. I have a running and driving Z, guys. This is crazy. We really revived this. It obviously needs a lot more work, but this is definitely drivable now. Well, guys, we got some good progress on the Z. We have a whole bunch of little things we need to touch on, and I need to figure out what I'm gonna do about the smoking exhaust. It is blue smoke, so oil is getting into the combustion chamber, which isn't good. Could be piston rings, could be valve stem seals, could be any of those, but the car rolls, the car drives, and doesn't overheat, and it's drivable. Now it needs an alignment, of course. The steering wheel is literally at a 90-degree angle, but that's no big deal. We can get that fixed for pretty cheap. But that's gonna do it for today's video, guys. If you guys enjoy the content, go ahead, subscribe down below, leave a like, turn the notification bell on, and comment down below as well. I'm doing a giveaway at 1,000 subscribers, so make sure you hit subscribe. But other than that, guys, that's gonna be it. I'll see you guys next time.